I hardly know what to tell you about the next half hour, except that it has been reported as true by those to whom it happened. It has been investigated, and no one, as yet, has been able to explain it or disprove it. Only a very few moments ago, this was the scene of a tense human drama, played for very high stakes indeed. A man's life. A jury has just determined that Paul Marlin did not murder his wife. Thus, a sensational murder trial comes to an end. But sometimes, the end is also the beginning. Perhaps if Paul Marlin could have known what lay ahead, he would have preferred being found guilty.
Well, you just going to sit there all day?
What?
Hasn't it gotten through to you yet? It's all over, Paul. You're a free man.
Yes, I know.
Such enthusiasm. It's not that I expect thanks, Paul. Nobody who charges the kind of fees I do should expect gratitude, too. But I had an idea that you might at least feel relieved.
Dan, I'm sorry. I'm just so bone-tired I can hardly feel anything. I didn't even remember to thank you. No, I am relieved, and I'm very grateful, too. You were just wonderful. I'm lucky I had you for my attorney.
It's easy to be marvelous when your client is innocent. You're still thinking about Julie, huh?
I am. I don't know if I'll ever really stop. I only knew who did it or why.
What are you going to do with yourself, Paul?
Oh, I don't know. Start trying to pick up the pieces, I guess.
You could do with a change of scene.
Yes, I suppose so.
And a rest. You need a rest, Paul.
I'll think about it.
Never mind thinking about it. You're going to do something about it. Come on.
Hey, Marlin. My paper'd like to know how you feel about being let off.
Being let off?
Okay. Being found not guilty.
Pretty silly question, isn't it? How do you think he feels?
Why don't you let your client answer, Counselor?
Well, you've gone so far out of your way to twist and distort everything I've said since my wife's death, I see no point in even trying.
How about you, Counselor? Do you want me to print no comment also? Or do you have anything to say about the very peculiar shortage of prosecution evidence and witnesses?
Not even the district attorney can produce what doesn't exist, Ferris.
Is that why the murdered woman's family wasn't even called to testify? Or did you and the DA decide they didn't belong at your private little trial?
Now, look, Ferris. You know perfectly well I tried to reach a brother in New Zealand.
Sure you did. Tried real hard.
Yes, we did. But communications to the backcountry of New Zealand are practically non-existent.
Uh-huh.
Besides, it wouldn't have possibly contributed anything relevant.
And you know that, of course, without even asking him.
Look, Ferris, what are you trying to build? The trial's over. Your paper got a lot of circulation out of it. Now, why don't you find someone else to pick on?
It's just that I believe, along with a lot of people in this town, that Marlin killed his wife in cold blood.
Now, wait a minute,
For
Ferris.
money.
I'm getting sick and
And
tired
it goes
of
me
this.
to see him walking away scot-free.
Now, look!
Thanks. I've got my headline.
Paul, come on. I want to talk to you.
I walked right into his trap.
You know your nerves were on edge. All you needed was a push.
Look, Dan.
No,
Now,
I
wait a
want...
minute, please. There's something I want to ask you. Now, the things he said about the trial, about the way it was handled.
No.
Now, you didn't...
Paul, it's just as I told you. The DA's office jumped before they had anything much to go on. By the time they realized they had no real evidence against you, what with the papers beating the drums, getting people worked up, they were publicly committed. They had to go through the motions.
All right, then why Ferris's personal vendetta with me? Well, he can't possibly believe that I killed Julie, can he?
Oh, I doubt if he even cares, one way or the other. But he will go on needling you as long as it means good copy. And so will the rest of the press.
Which is just what you want me to avoid.
Mm-hmm.
That's why all this talk about going away?
Yes. You know, what Ferris said about some people in this town is true. People react emotionally, Paul. They react to cliches. Now, Julie was a lot older than you. You know that. She had a lot of money. And, well, people see too many plots in the movies. You know, they're affected by it. Now it'd be wise to give the town a chance to cool off. Yourself, you need a rest. And you can get a new perspective on things, come back with a fresh outlook.
Is that my lawyer's advice?
No. It's your friend's advice, Paul.
Okay, Dan. All right. I'll go away for a while. I just hate the idea of looking as though I were running away. Miss Wyckoff?
Yes,
Hello. I'm Paul Marlin.
I recognize you, Mr. Martin. The hotel phoned. All I have left is a third-floor rear.
I'm sure that'll be quite fine, thank you.
Well, it'll have to be. This is our season.
Yes, so I understand.
I'm sure you'll be quite comfortable.
Guess I'm lucky to get anything at all. It's right on the button.
How long do you expect to stay, Mr. Marlin?
Oh, I really had no plans. Would it matter to you?
Not a bit. Well?
Oh, yes, this will be fine. Thank you very much.
That'll be $6 a night.
Oh.
When you leave, I'll have the trunks moved tomorrow.
Oh, they're no trouble.